Every time customs seizes a shipping container full of fake Nikes, there's another container right behind it, carrying almost the same shoes. And custom legally has to let it through. Yes. Welcome to the weird world of legal sneaker smuggling. So imagine this. A giant cargo ship arrives at the port. One container says, totally fake shoes in a random basement. Custom says, no, smash, seized. But the next container says, factory overrun inventory from authorized manufacturing partners. Custom suddenly says, hmm, okay, carry on. Same factories, same workers, sometimes even the same glue smell, different paperworks. Now, before the comments explode, this is not about buying fake shoes from a guy named Mikey behind a gas station. This is about the grey market. And the grey market is basically the middle child between legal and illegal. Black market? Straight up crime. White market? Official stores, fancy lights, sad wallets. Grey market? Technically legal, probably. See, big sneaker brands like Nike don't make most shoes in America. Factories in places like China, Vietnam make them. One factory could produce shoes for multiple brands at once. And this is where things get spicy. Sometimes factory make extra pairs. Sometimes distributors sell inventory through side channels. Sometimes cancel orders, walk away. And suddenly shoes that were supposed to go to official stores end up online for half the price. That's why you see people saying, bro, I found factory direct Jordans. Meanwhile, the shoes arrive in a mailbox, held together with rope and tape. Now, here is the crazy psychology part. Humans love exclusivity. It is called scarcity bias. If people think something is rare, their bargains go, I need it. That's why sneaker drops look like a zombie apocalypse. Brands know this. Limited release creates hype. Hype creates demand. Demands create resale prices so high you could probably finance a small boat. Basic economics. Tiny supply, huge demand. Boom. Your sneakers now cost more than rent, and the grey market sneaks right into the chaos. Because if someone gets almost official shoes cheaper, people will risk it, especially sneaker resellers. These guys track shipment containers like FBI agent. Some even hide AirTags inside shipments to watch their shoes move across the world. Imagine explaining that to your grandparents. Grandma, I'm not stalking people. I am tracing limited edition dunks. Now, custom officers have a nightmare job. They must figure out, are these counterfeit or grey market goods? And legally, those are not the same. Counterfeit means fake branding pretending to be official. Grey market means real products being sold through unauthorized channels. That's one difference changes everything. In recent years, custom agencies seized millions of dollars worth fake sneakers. But all the same time, tons of grey market shoes legally pass through ports because the paperwork checked out. That's a loophole. Not all suspicious sneakers are illegal. And honestly, the entire system feels like giant game of paperwork dodgeball. One wrong document, seized. One correct signature, welcome to the America, little sneaker. Now here is the funniest part. The brands hate grey markets because they lose control. Resellers love grey markets because they make money. Consumers love grey market because shoes become cheaper. And custom officers, they probably haven't trusted sneakers since 2019. So next time you see someone online saying, bro, these came from direct factory, there's a tiny chance they are not completely lying. Anyway, if you enjoyed learning how international trade somehow turned sneakers into a spy movie, hit subscribe. Because next time we are diving into another system that sounds fake but is completely real. And trust me, it gets weird than legally smuggling shoes.